All my niggas ride for me. I got niggas that'll die for me. You niggas ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you won't bust a slug, man. Niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz, man. Blood'll get spilled like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge, man. Get your cap peeled like that, cause niggas get killed like that. When you ain't built like that, you niggas ain't built like that. You was never on the block, you ain't never dodge a knock. You ain't never fought another crew holding down the park. You ain't swam with the sharks, you ain't wrestled with the gators. You was never fucking popping, you ain't got no fucking haters. Bitch, niggas like you make me watch out for the traitors. When you round some real niggas, mind your behavior. I will beat a nigga ass, then I'm laughing like I'm Jada. Get your fucking mind blown like a cartridge on a Sega. You niggas want attention, they don't want the war though. Talking all that shit, but you got a glass jaw. Ho, they never deliver. They got that DiGiorno. This that Walking Dead flow. I eat a rapper torso. You ain't the same man once you off the microphone. You ain't never broke a bone. You ain't never had a scar. You a certified pussy, so don't make me pull your card. I'm a certified prophet, respected like the word of God. Cause you ain't got the heart, nigga. You ain't got the heart. You ain't about to finish any beef that you start. You ain't never been a soldier, little nigga. Play your part. Claiming that you'll spark when you ain't got the heart. Cause you niggas ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you won't bust a slug, man. Niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz, man. Blood'll get spilled like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge, man. Get your cap peeled like that, cause niggas get killed like that. When you ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you won't bust a slug, man. Niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz, man. Blood'll get spilled like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge, man. Get your cap peeled like that, cause niggas get killed like that. All my niggas ride for me. All my niggas ride with me. I got niggas that'll die for me. All my niggas ride with me. You niggas ain't.
This for my people. This for my people. Yeah, this for my people. This for my people. This for my people. Yeah, this for my people. Fuck the white man, 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 fuck the white man. Painted by the Spanish, did a whole lot of damage. Shit was outlandish, bags got branded. Split up all the families, then shipped across the Atlantic. So many died from the famine. Threw the dead bodies overboard, sharks ate them like salmon. I know you can't stand it, I spit the truth, goddammit. Big business got managed, dig it double back. Came to pick up all the blacks. We'll speed up our back, we never got to relax. Pretend to set us free, but then you double back without a crack. The type of game that you play, 80 keep it real, I ain't going for it. Beat a couple court cases, had a warrant for it. Told my mama if I ever did time, I'ma raise up the whole yard. Had my lawyer like, oh Lord, district attorney added more charges. No problem, ain't tripping, thumbing through the scriptures. Muhammad said the Lord with your boy, that's a small issue. Bounce back out the rebound, UPK got the heat now. They done let me off the leash now, teaching in the streets now. A part of Lost Tribe South, but it started in the East now. Look, this for my people, this for my people. Yeah, this for my people, this for my people. This for my people, yeah, this for my people. Fuck the white man, 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 fuck for my people, this for my people. Yeah, this for my people, this for my people, this for my people. Yeah, this for my people. Fuck the white man, 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 fuck.
Explaining complex topics can be challenging. Highlight the text you want to simplify and let Grammarly rewrite it. Grammarly makes your message clear so it's understood. Download it for free at Grammarly.com.
Switch to Chrome to load your favorite sites fast, so you can browse with ease. Fast, safe, yours.
Yeah. I stay away from the streets and the trouble to get in. Trying to stay strong in this world full of sin, but they wanna bring us down, they ain't wanna see us win. They wanna kill us all, Lord, tell me, can I live? Can a nigga live? Can I live? Can a nigga live? Lord, tell me, can I live? I know the hatred's deeper than the color of your skin. So can I live? Can a nigga live? Can I live? Can a nigga live? Lord, tell me, can I live? Know the hatred's deeper than the color of your skin. Can I live?
America, KKK, land of the good smokers, home of the slaves, and I'm just trying to be great. Tell me, how can I live with this drama every day? I'm a light, I'm a beam in this darkness. It seems that real life is a nightmare. Can I live my dreams on this earth? Since I was young, I realized I had a destiny bigger than the fiction that disguises what was best for me. Better than the hate and all the lies that be the death of me. As of late, since we've been hypnotized since elementary, thought it was my skin, but studied something that was new to me. They hate me because of what my ancient ancestors used to be. Healers, teachers, deities, not all of them were kings and queens. Our nature was natural, not supernatural. Now they call it magic and voodoo, that shit ain't practical. All the roots connected, always more to learn of that, you know. Don't let the shit go over your head. Same snakes up in the garden, but the skin just shed. They'll always try to convince you that it's all in your head. Just know you gotta do better before you hit your bed. I stay away from the streets and the trouble to get in. Trying to stay strong in this world full of sin, but they wanna bring us down, they don't wanna see us win. Trying to kill us all, Lord, tell me, can I live? Can a nigga live? Tell me, can I live? Can a nigga live? Lord, tell me, can I live? I know that hate is deeper than the color of our skin. Can I live? Can a nigga live? Lord, tell me, can I live? Can a nigga live? Tell me, can I live? I know that hate is deeper than the color of our skin.
Yeah.
Can I live?
They say my rhymes cause too much excitement. Ride incitement, shit, well there's no indictments when my kinfolk get murdered by white men. Dark skin, light skin, divided and blinded. So we beef with each other, our brothers, rather than fight them. Fuck all that silence, it's time to get shit ignited. I ain't my way, low nigga. I ain't taking shit from no tars. And ain't no motherfucking nation got freedom from marching, begging for portions. Niggas ain't signing no parchments, big payback. You crackers got red in your margins. Why? They broke every treaty, slaughtered the buffalo, and then they set fire to teepees. They carved their face in mountains, but we go to jail for graffiti. We fought for this country, they gave us syphilis, it's Tuskegee. We been getting robbed, yeah, we're the ones who stay behind bars. They take all our money, but they ain't wanna give us no jobs. Wasn't supposed to make it, but we stayed defying the odds. It's like we really only living off the grace of our God. Can I live without getting harassed by the Sarge? Can I live without getting slammed on my car? Can I live long enough to raise my kids? Can I live long enough to see justice? Yo, can I live without getting harassed by the Sarge? Can I live without getting slammed on my car? Can I live long enough to raise my kids? Can I live long enough to see justice? I stay away from the streets and the trouble to get in. Trying to stay strong in this world full of sin, but they wanna bring us down, they wanna see us win. They wanna kill us all, Lord, tell me, can I live? Can a nigga live? Can I live? Can a nigga live? Lord, tell me, can I live? I know the hatred's deeper than the color of your skin. So can I live? Can a nigga live? Can I live? Can a nigga live? Lord, tell me, can I live? Know the hatred's deeper than the color of your skin. Can I live? I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil.
I remember I was only 13 when I met the demon. Gave me a deuce and a bundle of cocaine. Told me to sell to my people, make sure you keep them fiending. If any try to shoot you, make sure that you leave them leaking. He said,
I'ma hold you down when problems pop up.
how you got me moving this dope? Want me in lockup? He said,
Don't you want the Benz vertible with the top cup?
Yeah.
Stop, bitch, and get in that kitchen. Let it rock up. Bitches love the dope boy, especially when it's wop up. I know you know Ron.
who the plug from by the block up?
I'll tell you a little secret. Make sure that you keep your mouth shut. Ron got a Lexus, crib in Philly and Texas. Trips to the Bahamas, just got a bit for his mama. He fucking up them commas. Be honest, he seemed decent though.
I hear you, but I just seen Ron about a week ago. In fact, he ain't looking too good. His knees is kinda slow. I asked him why the struggle. He got stuck up for his bundle, but them 6 hollow tips in his legs what made him crumble.
Thinks he got a house and mama is living good.
Said the feds took it all. He right back in the hood. I see you try to play me. You gave us crack in the 80s. Made us abort our babies and making hoes out our ladies. I know you got me gravy, but Satan, you must be crazy. It's gonna take more than them cars when to amaze me. I seen niggas shoot for the stars, but being lazy. Never get their head at the clouds, so you don't faze me.
I guarantee that you gon' regret it. Remember I said it.
Nah, you could dead it.
What you saying? I can't win?
Nah, devil, nice try. So until we meet again,
I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I ain't religious or superstitious, but we been getting fucked and put to the side like a mistress. Police patrolling why? Because prison became a business. They murder one of ours and they start talking about forgiveness. We think that it's alright because we got public assistance. If this ain't hell, dog, what is this? Where was all lives mattered when they killed Osama? There was no peace talk like the Dalai Lama. Bush dropping bombs saying he gon' bring the drama. They got justice, man, they even caught the Boston bomber. But when we riot, they send the military and armor. When we fight oppression, then our people die a martyr. You reap what you sow, some people call it karma. When Christ return, y'all gon' get this harvest like a farmer. Don't tell me don't bring up the past no more. They still trying to settle the score with a side of Shakur. I changed my life and I'm just trying to live life right. But at night I look behind me and see flashing lights, patting me down. You got nothing that's poking me right. I don't smoke or push pills, I gave up my vice. So Mr. Officer, why you wanna take my life? And your honor, why you gave our homeboy's life? I've been wondering why you shot our homeboy twice. Pussy with a gun screaming out that he got a knife. He came from Habibi's spot, it was chicken and rice. Shit's trife, I'm just giving visuals like Skype. Ask Trayvon, Mike Brown, Akai Gurley, Eric Garner, Sean Bell, Philando, Alden Sterling, Jaquan McDonald. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high, I was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. I pray for the demise of the devil. Lord knows I despise every devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil and said, I pray you die, every devil.
Cops killing niggas. Voting ain't gonna help us, man. Marching ain't gonna help us, man. Protesting ain't gonna help us, man.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me, like me, like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me. Gray skies overhead just isn't looking likely, but I try to do the right thing like Spike Lee, and I talk to God, the one and almighty. Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me. Yeah.
Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me.
Have mercy on
Man, this
me.
shit ain't no joke, man. This shit ain't no joke. Like the boy cried wolf, I ain't blowing no smoke. You don't gotta look far to see it ain't no hope in this fucked up world. I'm just trying to stay afloat. I grew up in the ghetto in the middle of the streets, H-E-L-L, the belly of the beast. Thanksgiving came around, I wasn't having no feast when the landlord talking about breaking out lease. Goddamn, what's next? My girl broke with your boy and she did it in a text that if I couldn't have nothing that I could have love besides love for the money and selling these drugs. Sometimes it seems like it's the only way out, but every day I'm getting older and it's getting played out. Can't end up in a pen trying to find a way out. Lord forgive me for my sins, what my heart gave out. My dad died, biggest loss I ever had to take. He a big part of the reason I'm the man I am today. And moving on was a move I wasn't trying to make, but I got sons now, so I gotta lead them out straight. And even though success is looking unlikely, I stay mighty and pray nightly and remain doing the right thing like Spike Lee, which is hard in this life for a nigga like me. All my life I had to fight like my name's Sophia. Always had heart and in my heart was no fear. Boy, I stayed in some trouble always stayed near. When you black in America, that's all you code.
Shalom Israel. Shalom Israel. This priest and officer, Yakawan Bayashikar, officer 50, coming in for the Brotherhood class. Yahweh Hashem Yashad Rakatam to all the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Latab by Hashem Yashai to all the sisters. What I just said was Yahweh, en el nombre de Yahweh Shai les bendiga. That's in Spanish. Y para las hermanas, Yahweh cuide sobre ti en el nombre de Yahweh Shai, para las hermanas. Shalom. We in here, once again, teaching the Brotherhood class on the commanding general Yohana. We are the ISUPK, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And since 1969, we've been teaching the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true chosen people of the Bible and true chosen people of God. So with that being said, let's start the class off. I have a couple precepts that I want to bring up, and just to let you know, we have a couple of developments as of recent that we have protests being done all over the United States. because the government wants to deport um, Mexican, all Latin tribes, whether they're illegal, but mostly um, Mexicans are being oppressed right now all over the United States. They want to get us back to our own land. They want to deport all the so-called criminals, violators of all the SAs, not SS, but all the people that do SA. Um, and right now we're being oppressed heavily. People are afraid to go outside. People are afraid, to go to work, to even, go to the store. And that's a shame. Right now, we figured, and maybe since we helped build this great nation, that we might get a little slack. But as you all know, once the oppressor has your foot to your neck, he wants to press down as much as he can without killing us, because they know they still need us. But with that being said, let's bring out a preset. Let me share a screen right here. Present. Let's get share. There we go. Let's get this right quick. And it says, let me go down to 15 first. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I have commanded thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Now, people in the world don't understand that, there's a divine order, and the Most High has his hand on everything. We are not oppressed just because, we're here. We're oppressed because we have been disobedient. We have been um, rebellious towards God, because we have not followed his laws, statutes, and commandments. And as very much as a father would to his son, he chastens us. He makes sure that we pay for our sins, and we are since we are the true chosen people, we have to pay, which is why we are being oppressed today. We are being kicked out of a land that we have built. We are being kicked out of a land that was once ours. That people from Europe came and conquered and took away by deceiving the native Indians, the native indigenous people of this land, our ancestors. And, along with that, they enslaved our brothers, the Judites, which are the so-called American Negroes. They did horrible things, and not only that, but so much unaliving, so much, people were taken into captivity because it was good business, and all because we didn't follow the Lord's commandments. And it says on verse 15, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken, that means listen, you won't pay attention unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments, all his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. That means that it's going to overwhelm us. It's going to take over our lives, and that's what's happening now. We have done many things to not have the Most High's favor. We have disobeyed a lot of the times all his statutes and all his commandments, and we are under that punishment now, because if we weren't being punished, we would have this land. We would be prospering here. You know, we would be on top. We would have a government of our own here in this land. But since we have uh, broken all these laws, now we have to pay. You know, as the Most High sees fit. And let me jump down over here to a couple verses. It says, um, let's go to verse 32 from the top. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all day long, and there shall be no Salakia, and there shall be no might in thy hand. That means we won't have the power. It says, and there shall be no might in thine hand. That means we're gonna be working, from sun up to sundown for pennies on the dollar to have the bare necessities, to have something to eat, whether that be, just the essentials, beans and rice, a little a little piece of meat, whatever, and because this nation, is built to break us because they make housing not obtainable. They don't make it obtainable for our people, for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They don't give us a good foundation for us to flourish. Because why? Because they have their foot in our neck. That's why you know we are coming in here by the millions here to the United States to work, to get a better life, to feed our families. But the oppressor is not going to have that. Because why? Because we might come to flourish and to go up above them and have prosperity, and they don't want that. That's why they have to deal with us cunningly and and wisely, you know because they don't want us to prosper. They don't want to give us an opportunity to flourish, or to have like at least a chance for us to be able to not emancipate, that's not the word that I want to use. To segregate from them, to what's the word? They don't want you know to separate. Yeah, that's the word that I want to use. They don't want us to separate because they need us. They want to have us. They want to have their servants. They want to have their slaves. That's why they don't they don't give us a good foundation as far as loans and a proper proper paying job. Sending us to prison, all of that. The prison system is made to benefit them. All the free labor that they can get, goes through the prison system. And so let me go on to the next verse 33. The fruit of thy land and all of thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. And thou shall be oppressed and crushed always. Salaki, let me read that again. Verse 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. What is that nation? Who is that nation that came from afar and brought slaves and took slaves? Not only here in the Americas, but uh, Central and South America. You know, Christopher Columbus. You know, uh, Hernan Cortez. You know, all these people that came and abused our indigenous people learned that they can take slaves and make business out of it. And so, you know, that's pretty much a foundation built in blood, because a lot of people had to pay, a lot of people had to go in slavery, and those people had to be tortured and put in submission in order for them to become slaves. They had to be unalive, whether it be by disease, by violence, by war, or by deceit. Well, what do I mean by deceit? Deceit is when the pilgrims came and you know, made deals and treaties with us, and they kept nothing. They didn't keep none. Rather, they unalived us. They unalived our ancestors, and had us in in they pretty much, you know, got us to trust them, and then they backstabbed us. They pretty much, you know, took. That's how they took the land by deceit. That's how they started conquering. That's how, you know, we started paying for our sins, for our transgressions against the Lord, with the transatlantic slave trade, both from here in the Americas, or as it's in the Bible in the Apocrypha, Astoreth, which this land was called before it was called America or North America, back to Spain, back to the Spaniards and all the, you know, the it, the French, you know, they took slaves from over here, and then, you know, they brought slaves back in the transatlantic slave trade, which is the our brothers, the the, the so-called blacks, which are the Judites, the Levites, and the Benjamites. And so pretty much now, so now we come to pretty much where they have a society where they have us subdued. They say that slavery is over, but it's really not, because we're still under their hand. Their laws, all the laws that they make, are not made for us. They're not made to to benefit us. They're made to to oppress us and to enslave us. That, you know, via the prison system. You know, all these policies, all these executive orders, all these uh, laws that the government comes up with, whether, you know, you're helping, you know, uh, your fellow man, then you're a co-conspirator, you know. But yet, you know, there's so much the criminals that they don't hold themselves accountable. They're the real criminals. They're the ones that should have RICO cases against them. Why? Because all the system is made to work together against us. They deal with us cunningly and wisely. Why? Because they want to subdue us. They want us to have uh, live on under their rules, breaking God's laws, because that's basically what it is. The more laws we break, the the less we get right, the less God is with us. The less the God won't hear us. There's a precept. God says that God don't hear the sinner, and that's basically what they want. They they know who we are, and they know who they are, which is very important. Why do you think they feed? They give us shrimp, crab, lobster, swine. That's all in the menus. Uh, they worship the most. Well, I don't want to say the Most High because they don't worship the Most High. They they changed the Lord's Day into the a different day, something that God didn't ordain. And if they keep us under that system via Christianity, then you know God is not with us. Why? Because we're we're in disobedience, and that's why we are in the state that we are, fighting for our livelihoods, fighting for to stay here in America, fighting for our families not to get separated, for our wives not to be taken, for our husbands not to be taken, for us not to be separated from our kids. That's that's something that right now every Hispanic tribe, which whether it be the Issacharites, which are the Mexicans, um, the Simeonites, which are the Cubans, um, Ephraim, which is the the so-called Puerto Ricans, you know, all of us, the Colombians, all the way, Asher, we're all in right now in a constant state of fear. Why? Because ICE might come looking or knocking at our door at any time. You know, we might be on a list. There a lot of people say, "Oh, there's criminals." That we're only searching for criminals, but no, 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 no. They're holding people that are here that overstayed their visa, that are like what you call that committed, like broke policies, which are not laws, policies of the United States. They're counting them as breaking the law, and they're prosecuting them under those policies. They're bringing criminal issues in order to deport them, in order to put them on a list to get them out of the United States. But they don't know that they can't run this big uh, country without our people. Right now, I came across a video where you have uh, you have Edomites, which are the so-called white the white race, doing the jobs that we're supposed to be doing, and they're saying, they're having such a hard time. They and basically saying, Trump, bring them back. Trump, bring them back. And it might be a meme or something, but you know what? That's not so far from the truth. The truth is going to be they're going to be, you know, people that aren't used to working as, having hard labor. They're not. They're not gonna. Uh, what is it? They're not. They're not gonna be able to do the work and build the quality work that we do. Whether it be from picking in the fields to building skyscrapers to be, coming up with um, uh, engineering, new products, new ways of doing things, they they can't do that. They need our people because our people are the salt of the earth, and that's why they can't, they can't prosper, and they know that. They know that. That's why they want us to be in they want us to be in prison camps in order to get free labor off of us, in order to deport us if we're criminals, to have an edge over us, to have their foot in our necks. Uh, let's go to Lamentations 1 and 5. Let's see here. Let's do. No. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let's go to. Give me a second. Give me a second. I've got to pull this precept. Lamentations 1 and verse 5. Let's get that. Stop screen. Present. Share screen. Okay, share. There we go. And it says, this is the book of Lamentations, chapter 1, verse 5. Her adversaries are chiefs, her enemies prosper, for the Lord hath afflicted her. For the multitude of her transgressions, her children are gone unto captivity before their enemies. It says, her adversaries are the chiefs. Our adversaries are the people above us, are the people that have the government right now. Her enemies, our enemies, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, our enemies prosper. For the Lord have afflicted her. Who's her? Israel. We are Israel. Our Lord hath afflicted her for the multitude of her transgressions. Why? Because we broke the law. We broke the law, statutes, and commandments of God. We are stubborn, stiff-necked people. And her children are gone into captivity. We are the descendants of the Israelites, have gone into captivity before the enemy. Who is the enemy? The oppressor, the people that are above us. They hold our livelihood in their hand. Why? Because it's the Lord's doing. Because we have all the multitude of the transgression. We broke all the laws. If there was a law that God made, we broke it. Why? Because we're stiff-necked. We don't listen. We want to do what we want to do. But the situation is that it's very easy. It's very easy. All the things that we need to do is stay within the boundaries of the law, statutes, and commandments of God. That's how we found favor with our Father. Why? Because that's the way He intended it to. He chose us. He gave us the law, statutes, and commandments as our constitution to learn how to deal with one another and to have a good life, to have a prosperous life. If I may, I'm gonna go to a I'm gonna go to Deuteronomy. I'm gonna go to Deuteronomy right quick and bring it out just so you know I'm not. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 1. And this is the and this is a precept. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. My people, you're looking for a solution to our problem. It's right here in our Constitution. All you have to do is come under the authority of God. Submit yourself. Repent, as they say in the Christian uh, church, which is not the home of the truth, which is not the way that God intended us to. That's an oppressive organization. You need to come under the Constitution, the laws of God, um, under the ISUPK banner, under Commanding Jerry Yohana, under under Christ, and follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. So when we ask something of God, so we find favor in God, it'll He will hear us, and He will, solve our situation, our dire situation, because right now we are living in terror, that our livelihoods are going to be snatched away, that we have no recourse, nobody to help us out. Why? Because the government says anybody that helps out an illegal immigrant is subject to prosecution, is subject to the full force of the law, that they will throw the book at you, is what they're saying. And first, they're going to make you pay that crime, and then they will deport you. First, they're going to First, they're going to make you work for free to pay off that crime, and then they're going to deport you and have you bring yourself back up. Like, what is this? Bring yourself back. You're gonna have to bring yourself back up by your bootstraps. That is crazy. That's inhumane. That's being oppressive, and that's basically what this society is right now. We have our own people saying, you know, um, yeah, send them back. Our own people. We have our own people turning against us in the streets. We have our own people turning us in, neighbor against neighbor. If you're in the same family and you have different political issues, it's the same in the family. You have people right now, you have brothers and sisters, cousins that believe in Donald Trump and what he's doing. that, you know, their, you know, oppressive state, their oppressive ideology is making you, be their enemy. Why? Because you believe in something different. You know, you believe in the oppressor's way of life when you're supposed to believe in this Constitution, in the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, with the ones He gave you in order for you to prosper. He He made them for you to live on the earth and subdue it, as He said to Adam. But no, right now, just let me play a little clip. Let me play a little clip. You know, this is the stuff that's going on right now. That I want to give a big shout out to my brothers, the Akim. They went out and they supported our people during the weekend, and they went out and you know they you know they they made their presence known, that we are about our people, that they're not alone, and if anybody needs help, whether they be in dire straits, they need to get in contact with the ISUPK and their commanding General Yohana. Why? Because the home of the truth is what's gonna save you. Being with your own people, you know, is what's gonna save you against all this tyranny that's going on right here. You know, look at all these people geared up for war when we have, doing peaceful protests. Mind you, you have your agitators, because there's other people with other agendas within the crowd that are not for us, which is agitating all this violence against us, and making it seem like we're uncivil. We're not, people that are well educated. They want to seem as they want to make us seem as animals, so they can treat us as animals, so they can be justified in saying, okay, we have to put them in prison, we have to deport them. Why? Because they were a terror to our society. You know? Look at all these people, all these government employees are our people. They're doing this for money. They're doing this because they they don't care about our people. If they cared about our people, they would protect our protests. They would they wouldn't have, I wanted to say something, but I don't want to, be vulgar on the screen. But you know, they can be a little bit more understanding as to why. why we're doing this, not not portraying us as terrorists, because that's what they're going to charge us with when we are out here protesting and doing, and trying to do something better for our people by protesting. They're going to, you know, they're going to consider us terrorists. Why? Because the people that are among us with different agendas, they will agitate and they will do uh, forms of vandalism and forms of violence against the city, when we just want our people to be let go, to people to be free and you know to go back to work. But let me stop this. I think you guys got the point. I mean, there's a yeah, Salakia. I don't mean to give any of these ads any type of promotion. Salakia, if um, they have they have a lot of envy towards us. They have a lot of anger because they have to look at us in our face and constantly, since they know who we are, they constantly have to see what they're not. And who are the closest people? Are people in the border, are people that are thriving in their jobs, doing things. You have gardeners that do amazing work, make houses look like $1 million houses. People that are building skyscrapers, people that are engineers, that are lawyers, that are architects, that come up with all these different type of things. Engineers that come up with all types of different gadgets that benefit our people, and they they can't stand it. They can't stand it. Even and I meant Salaki. I meant to bring this up a little bit later, but you know, not even them against their own. They don't they don't trust each other. They can't be at peace with each other. Just look at the situation with Trump and Leon Musk. They had a falling out. Why? Because of their attitudes. They both, you know, they both want the limelight. They're both, oppressors. They want their things their way. Why? Because that's their spirit. Division. It says if so Salaki, if I butcher this is if what is how the scripture go, if two Salaki, no, I won't say. I don't want to butcher the precept. But how can two people that are joined together in the same cause not be united in one, and not be not be at ease with each other, be joined together. They rather separate and do their own thing, and have all the glory to themselves. That's the way they are. That's their spirit. um I Okay. The that precept is and I'm paraphrasing, uh, if if a nation's not if the nation's not together, how can they stand if they don't think alike? So like if they don't they don't agree with each other, and they had a parting of the ways. Now they're both attacking each other. you know and I thank Yahushai, I actually the Most High, and also the king, that these things are coming across this way because how can they stand against Iran and Russia and China if they're going to be divided? The Democrats can get along with the Republicans. They all have different ways of doing things, and right now, it's Iran's setting it off over there in the Middle East. We watched all the all the nukes being fired on Israel, you know, and we have all that going on. Salakia, let me present this right quick. Share screen. Let's do this.
Missiles in response to Israeli attacks at Iran's leadership and nuclear sites. It comes as President Trump has been trying to get Iran back to the negotiating table. Fox's Connor Hansen has more.
The Israeli military has been shooting down targets in the sky. The government says Iran.
It says that Donald Trump has been trying to get Iran and Israel back on to sit on the table. How can a man that can't get his house in order treat his countrymen right? Because we're from here. We're not from another mass. We were born here. Our ancestors came here before they did. How can he try to set people that don't even like him back on the table for peace talks? How hypocritical is that? Ask yourself.
Has now crossed a red line by targeting civilian population centers like Tel Aviv. Smoke rising over Tel Aviv as Iran launches a deadly barrage of missiles towards Israel. Rescue crews now searching for survivors in the rubble. Israeli officials say the country's defense systems intercepted some of the threats. Senior U.S. officials tell Fox.
Commander General Yohana and all the generals have been breaking this down since 1969. Ever since they came into the truth, and all these things have been, prophesied in the Bible. They have been saying that this is going to come about. And it's here. And it's like glorious to see that everything that was written aforetime, is coming to pass. And that they broke it down the way they did in order for us to understand it and to make sure that we take heed to it, and it's only here because the Christians, they don't know about this. They want peace. They want peace in the Middle East, as they say. They want Israel to prosper. But that's not the Lord's way. That's not Israel. That's not God's chosen people. If it was God's chosen people, like General Muhammad said, they wouldn't be fighting for the land because it would be theirs.
News, American forces also assisted.
Our absolute foremost priority is the protection of U.S. citizens, personnel, and forces in the region.
The attack comes as Israeli forces continue to strike Iran's nuclear and military sites. After months of failed negotiations, President Trump spoke with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Friday. He says he would like Iran to come back to the negotiating table.
That's enough of that. How can somebody that is not a peacekeeper have the audacity to try to forge a peace treaty with somebody that don't even like him. The Middle East doesn't like the United States. That's been proven over various terrorist attacks, 9/11, you know, uh, war, the war on terror, the war, you know, all that stuff is the fruit of America. What they what they founded themselves on is war, and that's what they're known for. They're not peacekeepers, and of course you see that within our people. They said in our in our protest, they said that if they see anybody doing violence, mind you, it's not all states. They said that if you know they see somebody doing violence, or you know, they will shoot to kill. You know, how can a president that approves that be a mediator? That don't that seat don't belong to him. It belongs to Yahweh Shai, under the Most High, commanding General Yahan. Here in the ISUPK, you know, we teach to follow all the laws, statutes, and commandments, to have fear of the Lord, to come back and do something different, to not follow the ways of the heathen, to have fear of the Lord, because the beginning of wisdom is to have fear of the Lord. Let's see here. Let's bring that out right quick. Let me show you that. Give me a second. Let's go to Ecclesiastes. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let's present. Share. There we go. It says, there's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of a man. Who is the man? That's you, Black, Hispanic, and Native American. You have to hear the whole matter. You have to fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man, which is our responsibility. We can't be following the ways of the heathen. We can't be doing stuff that doesn't pertain to our culture. We can't be joining man with man, woman with woman. We can't be eating shrimp, crab, lobster. We can't be eating abominable things that make us unclean to the Lord. We have to follow all the laws, statutes, and commandments and come under the banner of the ISUPK, which is the home of the truth, where you have the full understanding and the breakdowns that are meant to ease your life. that not, that's not mean that it's gonna be all flowers and rainbows all the time, right? And I don't mean rainbows by the the letter alphabet that you guys are thinking of. You know, um, we have to come under these commandments in order for us to have the salvation that the Lord has in store for us. The Most High gave us these promises if we only keep His commandments, and we have to, because it's our whole duty. It's the whole duty of a man. It says, "For this is the whole duty of a man." So if anybody's looking for the meaning of life, what to do, if you're down in the slums, you have nothing to do, serve God, fear Him, you know, make sure that you make the election, your election, sure, because He chose you from the beginning of time, from the beginning where He made that promise to Abraham and to Isaac and to Jacob. He made it so that we can live, we can prosper. It's not for us to, live freely and follow heathen nations that are not, that haters of God, that don't follow what He says. If they were to do what God says, they would kneel before the nation of Israel, the true chosen people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They would make sure not to oppress God's people if they were truly, you know, God fearing. Right now, they don't fear God. Why? Because they don't think that any payback's coming. Basically, they think that because God hasn't made a true judgment on the earth. I mean, they're they're say they're think they're ruling in safety. They think nothing can touch them. But long and behold, God, God is not we are not on God's time. I mean, God is not on our time. We are on God's time. We are on the Most High's time. Let's go to they said that for us here we are nothing but criminals here in the United States, which is right now considered their land because they're up above us. Let's see what's gonna happen to them. Let's do let's go to Obadiah right quick. Let's go to Obadiah. Let's go to Obadiah. Salakia. I'm trying to find this verse right quick. Obadiah. Give me a second. Obadiah 1:9. Search. Stop screen. Presents. Share screen. It says, and thy mighty man, Salakia, this is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 9. And thy mighty men, O Timon, shall be dismayed to the end of the, to that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by the slaughter. Esau is going to be slaughtered. Why? Christ is going to come back for vengeance. The Edomites, which are the so-called white man, which is the oppressor, is going to be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence, verse 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Who is Jacob? Jacob is the progenitor of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, which Jacob was changed to Israel. Let's go down a little bit further. Dash. Verse 15. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. That means that everything that you sow, you will reap. And the Lord's way is going to be sevenfold, because that's the way God ordained it. You will pay sevenfold what you did to the people of the nation of Israel, which are the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Verse 15 from the top again. Make sure you hear this. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. All that war that's starting in the Middle East, we know that that's the beginning of the end. It could only escalate from here on out. You know, this is what the generals broke down many years ago. That they, here in the ISUPK, we have the understanding that the day of the Lord it's near. We're right on it. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done, America, as thou hast done, Israel, as thou hast done, the African man, Ham, as thou hast done, Spaniard, Frenchman, all the people that have done oppression or have conquered the Lord's chosen people by violence. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. What can I say? There's nothing you can do. I mean, we know what's coming. And you can't, for as much as you can, prolong it, the more it's going to return, the more severe the punishment is going to be for you. Man, that's sheesh. Salakia, that's, thinkable. I mean, for us to like, man, but that's righteous judgment. That's God. That's the Most High, the righteous judge. I want to give a couple shout outs to the people in the chat. Salakia, if I butcher your name. Mawasar Yahawada, Shalom, Yahabashim Shabrakatah to you. UPK, Deandra, Salakia, Deandra, Yahweh Shamal Ataba Yashim Yoshai. Natazar, brother, how you doing? Asa, shout out to you. Yahabashim Shabrakatah. Trooper Shakat. Sir, Priest and Officer Lahab, Yashakar, Yashakar, Yahabashim Shabakatam. Yahabashim Shabakata, Officer Malakma for the water for tuning in. Linda Miles. Yeah, that's the precept that I was looking to water. I appreciate that line the mouse. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's a precept that I wanted to paraphrase. Batarawan, Shalom Yahabashim Shabbat Salakia. Yahweh Shamal Ataba Yashim Yoshai. That's it on the chat. Salakia, if you have a question on the chat, I'll read it. I'll come back to it. Maybe answer it next week. I have a couple questions here on the chat. One thing though, be vigilant out there. Brotherhood is a weapon. Lean on your brothers. If you need support, you need to get in contact ASAP with the ISUPK. Under commanding General Yohana. You need to you need to know your options, the law. If you need counsel, the men under commanding General Yohana are qualified to do these things for you. So, if you need counsel, if you have a situation, you're jammed up, say less, and make sure you can isupk.com, get in contact with the nearest school near you and get help. Brotherhood, like I said, brotherhood is a weapon, and the only way that we're going to build this kingdom is through brotherhood. The way you know and you have a taste of the kingdom is if you practice the brotherhood. If you practice the law, statutes, and commandments in your life, and deal that way with your brother, which are the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. If you're being oppressed, then you lean on your brothers for help. If you have a question, comments, and any questions that you have, direct them to the ISUPK. If we have an answer. So with that being said, I will. That was a class for today. I would like to say the water to all the brothers and all sisters in the chat, all the people that tuned in. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatam to all the brothers. Yahweh Shamar, Lataba Hashem, Yahweh Shai to all the sisters. And what I just said in English or in Hebrew was in Spanish. I'm going to say it in Spanish just for all my Spanish speaking audiences out there. Yahweh, en el nombre de Yahweh Shai, te bendiga a los hermanos y a las hermanas. Yahweh, cuide sobre ti en el nombre de Yahweh Shai. Y nos estamos viendo. We'll be seeing you in another class in the future. With that, I want to say shalom and tawada for tuning in.